Welcome to the Sunny Side. I'm Cindy Olson from the 101.5 Morning Show, and this is a show about the people that make our community a lot better. I'm at the Washington County Sheriff's Office. We're going to talk about the Washington County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue today. Who are they? What do they do? The two guys in charge are inside. Let's go meet them. Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. This is Chief Deputy Nate Brooksby. And this is Sergeant Darrell Cashin, and they're both officers of the Washington County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue. So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks
so
for having
tell
us.
What is Search and Rescue? Who are they?
So fundamentally, the Sheriff's Office oversees all search and rescue operations in Washington County, and that is per Utah statute. So it's the Sheriff's responsibility to handle all search and rescue in Washington County.
So that's why the police officers don't do it.
Correct.
Just all the sheriffs.
And quite often we'll get called by St. George Police Department or Hurricane Police Department to utilize search and rescue services for lost children or lost elderly people.
And so we hear the Washington County Search and Rescue, the Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue, like on a big umbrella, but there's separate teams, right?
Correct.
Yeah, well, what we have is we've taken our search and rescue and we broke them into disciplines. So we have an east ground team, a west ground team, a high angle team, a swift water team, a dive team, and a EMS or medical team.
When you talk about teams, who are the people that make up the teams?
So they're all volunteers, true spirit of volunteerism. We really appreciate our volunteers. We couldn't do it without them. We're up to about 80 volunteers right now.
That's great.
And the bulk of that are our ground teams. So they are experts in your GPS tracking, land navigation. A lot of them have Jeeps or side-by-sides to help for those rural searches. And we don't provide that. That's their Jeep, that's their UTV.
You have a medical team too, right? Or
yeah, Darrell can go in.
Yeah, the medical team, basically, and again, they're all volunteers. A lot of them, they're nurses, doctors, paramedics, advanced EMTs. The reason why we have them there is to treat people in backcountry.
Yeah.
A lot of these places people get are inaccessible to like your normal ambulance. And that's why we have these teams to try and help them keep them stable until we can get them extracted out.
So how do we know if we're stuck in the hills somewhere, who do we call? How do we get a hold of Search and Rescue to come find us?
Well, the first thing is you want to make sure you have cell service.
Yes. Good one.
If you're going to be going somewhere where there's no cell service or your cell phone dies or you forget it, you want to make sure you told somebody what trail or trailhead you're going to plan on going on.
Right.
Leave a description of your vehicle and what your plan is.
The most important part of that 911 call is when you call into the dispatch center.
So that's it, you have to call 911.
If you have cell service,
okay.
But what that does is that gives us your exact GPS coordinate, and it's very specific.
It's
if
the
you call
ping
through
thing that
correct.
we talk about.
Correct.
Okay, so you've got all these different teams, and I know they don't just go out, they've got to have training, I'm guessing, right?
So I'll touch on like our high angle training. So very technical rescue ropes, rigging systems, 400-foot cliff, you've got to either lift or lower somebody, a victim. So that requires a lot of specialized equipment and a lot of man hours for training.
The Utah Sheriff's Association, that's all the sheriffs in the state of Utah.
Right.
They have a little subgroup called the Utah Sheriff's Search and Rescue Association.
Right.
And they set kind of a basic standard. So every search and rescue member in every other county is taught to that basic standard. So if we ask for help from them or they ask for help from us, when they come in, when you take their people, at least that minimum standard, so you feel comfortable pairing them up with your people and sending them out.
Nate, tell me this. If somebody is watching right now and they've all wanted to do search and rescue, they want to volunteer, how do they go about doing that?
So if you go to our website, just the www.washeriff.net. There'll be a link there, and under the patrol division there's a search and rescue heading, and there's an application. Basically fill in your application. There's some specifics about any kind of climbing or dive or swift water training or things that you might do. So there's an application process. The prospect will start coming to training for about 6 months, and they'll be evaluated on their skill set, their dedication, and then after about 6 months, then we have a search and rescue board that would vote that individual onto the team, and they'd become a member.
So it's not like that.
Correct. There's a process.
They have to
There's
know
a process.
and have to be trained and all of that.
Correct.
And if somebody wants to donate monetarily?
On the same website, so any contributions could be mailed into attention of Washington County Search and Rescue to the Sheriff's Office out here in Hurricane.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your service and your continued service. And thank you so much to the Washington County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue. This has been the Sunny Side. Until next time, find a way for you to serve.